What is going on, guys? We are back for another DSP video, and what a week it was. As scummy as DSP is, despite in the past defending degenerate DERICH, he has now decided he's gonna try and team up with all the Kino Casino enemies. He tried with RTU, that did not work out. Now it's Ethan Ralph. And the fact that you're going as low to stream with a convicted sex offender who beats and grapes women, drunk and high all the time, and groomed a woman, this is a new low, even for you, Phil. And you even said, it doesn't matter what he does outside the stream, as long as he can talk wrestling. That's absolutely pathetic. And we start on Sunday with this from Songs in the Key of CWC, which is Felted Table's Farewell Phil version.
What an ass!
He's a bum!
Do you know how
He's an
hard?
ungrateful beggar bum!
Do you know how hard it was for me to hold it in every time he said, "Hey," and I thought we were being obvious. Hey,
Yeah.
I thought we were being like as obvious as possible.
No, I mean we were like literally trying to get rid of him. It's like when you like throw it. What's that scene where they throw the rocks at the dog at Old Geller to make him go away?
Yes.
Or some shit like this. It's like, go! We don't want you here, bro. Fucking
In the heart of the city where the shadows dance stands the Kino Casino, a house of chance where PPPP and Andy with a watchful eye oversee the games where fortunes rise or die. The jokers are wild, the deer that's cold as stone, as the night goes on and the stories are told. Desperate souls with dreams in their hands game all their lives in this dangerous land. Felted tables where the losers cry, clinking glasses, card flips, and winners battle cries. In the Kino Casino, under flickering lights, the games of chance never cease day or night. Felted tables where the losers cry, clinking glasses, card flips, and winners battle cries. In the Kino Casino, under flickering lights, the games of chance never cease day or night.
So remember when Kino Casino had It's a Gundam on, and feels like, oh, it's not a big deal, no one cares, no one's gonna watch it. Well, apparently in 24 hours, it got over 128,000 views. And as JG Win points out, that's not even including thousands of views from the clips and restreamers. But you know, Phil's okay with it, he's over it, it doesn't matter, nobody cares. Oh Phil, you don't know how felted you are. Then we have Meowblock, who shows off DSP in his helmet with his big floppies, and he says, PPP wants to be gay with me. Doesn't he know I'm married? How do I get out of this? And then he has an idea. He'll say that Cat is dying. Then we have Barrett Wells, who shows off a cartoon version of Phil on Kick, and says, in front of thousands of people.
What is up, everyone? Hello, and welcome. Oh, the camera's on. The camera's been on the whole time, huh? I don't even know. Hello.
Then it looks like DSP's new co-host, Ethan Ralph, got caught Google searching medication for gonorrhea. Oh, Phil, you have no idea what kind of backlash is going to happen having this guy on. You have no idea what's coming. Then we have Goyven McAnus. And then he asked Grok, is Ethan Ralph a sex offender? And Grok came back that because of revenge porn under Virginia law, he is a sex offender, but he pleaded no contest. And this is based off of court records and public reports. So this is 100% true. Then I pointed this out. I can't wait till Smart Guys because DSP will be streaming with a convicted sex offender as his co-host. And also, Ethan Ralph is banned off of YouTube, which could get DSP in even more trouble. And Ethan Ralph has been known to drop N-bombs, R-bombs, and F-bombs. Then DSP puts this thumbnail on the Level 666 podcast they did where he was King Snake. Full Kino Casino Snake and Saga ends. That's right. So he's never going to talk about Kino Casino ever again. It's not part of his content. He will never mention them again, right? Well, this is DSP after all. And then this is possibly the second host of Smart Guys, Mersh, who I didn't know anything about, but apparently he hates Kino Casino and he drinks on camera, just like DSP. Funny how that works out.
10,000 people were not watching Kino Casino on Kick. Now, if they had a YouTube channel and there was 10,000 watching, I would have that conversation. Probably not, but it would be more feasible. It would be more Teddy feasible. But I believe they were botting yesterday.
Now it was fun because I turned on one of his streams and he was begging for money for cat food and he had like 2 or 3 viewers. So it's not that DSP is sucking him off, it's that Mersh is trying to suck off DSP and OIC in the process. Then DSP trying to control Kick Chat, lock it down now that Kino Casino is done. And he has Kickbot to automatically ban and time people out for whatever reason he wants. And he says, in Kick, everyone say hello to Kickbot. It has some basic commands that will be tweaked over time. Hopefully, this stops the flooding we had last week. And this, my friends, is the beginning of the end of DSP on Kick, just saying. Then we have Ilion with a thought about Ethan Ralph on Smart Guys, and how DSP can't afford to throw him away. Expect Phil to put up a fight when these upcoming Smart Guy guests incite controversy because Phil has read our remarks about them, so he'll be omitting defeat if he kicks them. He protected Derek out of pure spite, after all. That is right. Remember, above all else, DSP has one golden rule. You can't give the detractors a win, dude. And then he puts out this tweet, I'm back, and it's time for a chill streaming week to begin. Join me on the podcast as we figure out the next DSP tricycle and plan for the next 2 big marathon events. Then we have this from Smart Girl in the chat. At DSP Gaming, Ethan Ralph is your kind of guy. Some narcissism, but if him on your show gets you both paid well, keep him around. I have trump card for you to play. Catherine may actually hate ER, so where do you go from there? But wait, Catherine hates you, DSP Gaming, according to those DMs you leaked. But DSP also goes against her wishes. DSP Gaming, in those leaked DMs, it looks like you're in a loveless marriage with Catherine. So if you get a divorce, then the fans win. Also, Catherine has failed at the game of YouTube. Kino Casino is winning at the game of YouTube currently. Flashback all the way to the couple's Q&A Catherine did, says food makes her happy. So how does this affect DSP's current status? Then we have this in Kick by Save the Horse. Let's go! Time for a positive and interactive day of lying about our fat wife having cancer. Let's fucking go. Then apparently, if you use Kino Casino emotes, you are banned on site. Doesn't even say anything. Ban, ban, ban. Gone. Forever. The only problem with this is he didn't tell people about that. So people kept doing Kino Casino emotes. And left and right, Kickbot was banning them. And they're like, what's going on? I didn't say anything wrong. Why is everyone getting banned? And Theo says, imagine how mad DSP would get if he got banned for a rule that wasn't disclosed. Then he was talking down all his mods on Kick, saying they're not doing their job, what's going on, you better do better jobs, I had to bring in Kickbot for this because you're not doing your job. Then he talks about unmodding every single mod on Kick, and that Kickbot is there because of the trolling, and nobody else is doing their job, dude. Then remember this? The DSP tries it, British cuisine, and this was the thumbnail. However, this is the new one. Now you're wondering, this doesn't look like a Darziak thing, this looks low budget. And it is, because you know who made this? It's DSP. He is starting to do his own thumbnails now that Darziak is gone, Derek's gone. And he's also going to complain how difficult it is to make these thumbnails and edit. It's almost if you had 17 years to practice this. But remember guys, he never has time for any of this, even though he's doing it right now. Then he's talking about how detractors are losers, they need to go outside, they need to interact with people and touch grass. And then he talks about his day off. And what did DSP do on his day off? He stayed home, watched his wife play games, and ordered DoorDash. Maybe somebody else should be off the internet, touch grass, and talk to people in real life, just saying, Phil. Then it looks like DSP is doing it half-assed. So he's this, for part 2 of Assassin's Creed, Ninja Rock Jam Session, which is absolutely horrible thumbnail. But look at that, next one. Nothing at all. Getting lazy there, Phil, already. Then guess who came back and apologized for leaving? That is right, Dumpy Koala, who's also a Kino Casino whale. So this is some of the stuff he said to DSP during the King Snake 666 podcast. So you lied intentionally about your wife's illness. WTF, bro? That's a line you don't cross. Get professional help. Denies my sword, then does this amid morally unjustified actions. Yep, done. He will never admit anything. It's easy, Phil, just say, I was wrong. Complete narcissist. True, well, now I'm self-aware. I can change for the good after hearing this. And what happened 4 days later? He is back, begging DSP for forgiveness, saying he's sorry, and giving him subs on Kick. Once Dumpy Koala is done, it is over for Kick for DSP. Then of course he has to call out Dumpy Koala, and DSP called out Dumpy Koala for being wishy-washy, for leaving his streams and supporting Kino Casino and then coming back. He basically told him to pick a side. And then DSP once again saying, I don't care what you do outside the stream, as long as you don't do it in the stream. This is the same defense he had for DERICH, remember? And he doesn't care if Ethan Ralph does stuff outside the stream, as long as he doesn't do it on Smart Guys. He doesn't care what his audience does, as long as they don't do it in chat. This is one of the reasons why people hate you, Phil. If you got a registered sex offender, convicted as well, and a pedophile like DERICH, you should not be defending them, you should not be having them in your community, you should not even be talking to them. Especially if you want to grow and talk to more people and interview people and expand your fan base and expand your circle and collab and interact with people, you don't want convicted sex offenders and pedophiles associated with you.
If you guys go watch Kino Casino or other detractors, I can't stop you. And I'm going to be honest with you, I actually don't care. I don't care what you guys do outside of my chat. What matters to me is your behavior in my chat. Okay? That's it. That's literally it. That's the only thing that matters. What you're doing inside my place of business is of my concern. What you do outside of my place of business, I don't care. So you go talk shit about me, you go contribute to other people, detractors or whatever, I can't stop you, and I'm not going to complain about it. Go do it. But if you come in my chat and you actually behave, all right, and you follow the rules, and if you occasionally contribute, I don't care. Go for it. So Dumpy Koala, thanks for the 2 subs that you gifted this morning. I appreciate that. I can't stop you from going to Kino Casino or other places and talking shit and contributing. And to be frank, I don't care what you do in your own time. It's not my business. I've always said it's not the business of a streamer to be like stalking their viewers and find out what they're doing in other streams and other chats. The fuck do I care? As long as you're here and you behave while you're here, that's all I care about. Okay?
And it looks like there's a new word added to the ban list on Kick, and that is ICS. As you can see, robust flavor here. Welcome back, ICS. They're talking about Dumpy Koala being ICS. And look what happened. Ban, ban, ban. Gone. Forever. Then I found this funny because DSP started talking about how Kino Casino viewers were mentally stunted. And we have river rejection. So many mentally stunted morons on this app, I don't even bother replying to them. Then we have Darcy to Phil. So Kino Casino is mentally stunted and banned entirely, along with their fans. Seems like an even-handed response, when Phil was, by his own admission, the King Snake, an aggressor in the situation. It's almost as if none of that was true, and he's just a reactionary twat. And we are back, we are so back to pre-Kino in every single way. The begging, the money talk, it's all back, it's all coming back, dudes. Then we have Dunsfelter, who's another Kino whale, says this in chat. It worked, thanks King, enjoy your day off. Test. Doesn't look like work, but you can do it Sunday. If it's glitch, no biggie. Thanks, Phil. Hello. I might not be here tomorrow, but I'll try. I've only banned if it was something involving cat or something overly trollish. Razin okay in my books, but not everything is Razin. It's my philosophy because I know. Last night it was a ghost town with the regulars banned, and Phil realized that too. Hence the pardon we did last night. It starts with the message delete as a warning, then it ramps up longer timeouts. If they continue or go outright for something offensive, then it gets the lean. One guy kept getting message deleted until Phil finally caught them. I did have a successful timeout earlier. The guy stopped spamming an emote, so it's been working. One go rebanned it again. Guess they didn't learn after all. Yeah, I unbanned a few earlier. That looked like they got banned for spam, like you said. It was okay last night. Clearly a troll account. No level-headed person would stalk viewers outside of streams like that. And DSP announced he's playing Disco Elysium tomorrow night. And I'll give you a spoiler. It was boring as hell, and he got whaled out. Then on the first stream, he got $191, with 80 coming from Super Chat, and of course, all those anonymous tips that came in. Then we have Misery Merchant, who drops a new song, The Boy Who Self-Felt It Himself. Go check it out. Then we have Jade. At DSP Gaming, you remember TMNT Movie Ralph say, damn, LOL. And then on the night stream, support wasn't there. Nobody was supporting, very low. DSP Gout. DSP is trying everything for support tonight. It will put us behind. Last chance. It'll be historic if we hit the goal tonight. Extra Stalin. Then we have Dumpy Koala, who Piece of Peace refers to as Come Dumpster Koala, gives him some support. And that activates Cloud Mode.
Thank you, Dumpy Koala. We're at 40, 48. Guys, we're a third of the way. We can hit the goal. We have another hour. We can hit the goal. We can do it. We can do it. Put some subs into it. We can do it. Super chat and do it. We can get some memberships. We can get some tips. We can hit that goal. Because we're hip. We're going to do it tonight. We're going to get DSP tries it. Yeah. Woo. 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 All right. I think it's time to keep playing. Let's do it, shall we? All right. Let's continue. Oh, okay. Or I have a heart attack. Here we go.
And despite him playing Yakuza games year after year after year after year after year after year, he's still complaining about the cutscenes being too long. And the chat keeps calling him out. And then he gets confused because he always goes, oh, I don't care about this. I'm going to start skipping it, you know, when support's really low. And then he'll complain, what's going on in the story? I don't understand. Well, maybe if you didn't skip the dialogue and the cutscenes, you would know what's going on in the story, DSP.
Easy to pilfer, wasn't it? Who'd have thought it was in the hands of a washed-up old bastard all this time? What an imbecile. Blah, blah, blah. By Whisper Network. We're gonna fence it. We're gonna do this. You blind to the jewel's luster. No one's like, blah, 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 blah. What's up, Game Boy? Good evening, man. How you doing, Game Boy? Hate to break it to you, but you ain't yours to claim. The hell are you supposed to be? Goro Majima of the Pirates, the Goro Pirates. Gonna take the Pharaoh Stone and put it in its rightful home. The Goro Pirates, you're the sons of bitches who've been trashing our men lately, and that's your daughter, and blah, blah, blah. You're feisty, and then we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna talk, and then you're gonna fuck them up in a fight right now. Right now. Right now. Man, this text takes too fucking long. This is a heist, and blah, blah, blah. So now they have this stone, the Pharaoh Stone we were trying to get. So this is definitely a side quest, right? To go do this and beat them. Seems to be completely unrelated to the main quest line. And we're gonna get the double flags and we're gonna go off and blah, blah, blah. Are you supposed to know what's going on in the game when I speak through the words? Because I literally told you I don't need to read the dialogue. It's apparent. It's a side quest to take out the devil flags and get these upgrades that are pirate related. And it's a side quest line to the main game. It has nothing to do with the main quest, but it's fun probably to do. So I guess we'll go do it. Let's just get over there now. Yeah. Well, if you think that the game blows cocks and you think that I should have skipped it, then maybe you shouldn't be on the stream of the game. I do stream a ridiculous amount of games. You could turn into any other stream. Yeah.
Damn, that's a big whale.
Then remember earlier, I was telling you how he's doing his own thumbnails now. Well, apparently he spent 45 minutes in DaVinci editing software, complaining it's too difficult. That is right. DSP, you had 17 years to figure this out. And you refused, told people, I don't have time for that, I'm too busy. But apparently now you're the busiest you've ever been in your mind. But now that Darziak is gone, you suddenly have time to do it. Funny how that is. Then apparently our boy, DSP, has made it into Urban Dictionary. I bet he's biting his fingernails right now. Dark to the Flow points out, DSP's May 1st incident is in the Urban Dictionary. Then we have May 1st incident, to masturbate on completion on a live stream without realizing the camera is on. This is a reference to the time a streamer named DSPGAMING accidentally streamed his pre-stream jerk session. The event occurred on May 1st, 2016, earning it the name of the incident of May 1st. Then we have an example. Hey, did you see that Richard had a May 1st incident yesterday? And look at that, by Review Phil USA, February 27th, 2023. And then DSP, you can tell how bad of a gamer he is, because he kept dying in Yakuza. You know how bad you have to be at games to die in Yakuza? The game basically plays itself. And when you're fighting, you are way overpowered, especially if you upgrade. But because he keeps dying, he's calling the game bad game design. Then look at that. This is definitely pre-Kino. 121 people watching. Then we have JG Win. DSP successfully killed his kick chat. It no longer moves. Now if you're wondering what I'm talking about, see the video that's playing right here? That's been playing the whole time I've been reading this. That is right. So we have 22 seconds of the chat not moving at all. That is absolutely pathetic. That is on life support right there, Phil. And then we have this from DSP LOLCOW. Might be one of the worst segments I've seen from DSP in a bit. Character dies in a game. And DSP mocks it by pausing the game and doing a begging segment because he's bored with Pirate Yakuza's story.
Giving up? Are we just giving up on saving him? We're just gonna sit here and have an insanely long conversation while the guy's bleeding out. We're not gonna try to apply first aid or rush him to help. We're just gonna leave him bleeding out on the ground while we gab. I guess we're just giving in to the fact that he's about to pass away, right?
Of my wife.
What is going on?
No one could ever have paid me enough. On the other hand, look where that attitude got me.
By the way, what do you think of the Yankees this year? Do you think they have a chance?
Goddamn miserable.
Oh,
They're the scum
it
of the
hurts.
earth. Hey, Jason. I'm out of time. Before I go, there's something I need to ask you. My daughter, Misaki, please. Look at her, would you?
What?
Pharaoh Stone, nothing. She's the most beautiful jewel in there. If anything were to happen to her...
Wait, what? So now he's gonna make him be your surrogate father? Did he agree to this? How's he roping him into this shit? Wait, what? He already has multiple kids.
For me? Stop
No.
talking this shit. You're not going anywhere.
No,
We'll
I'm
get you
not.
this
She's
shit.
18. She can
We'll
fucking
sail
fend for herself.
together.
Forget this. You're insane.
Sure, we will. Just in case, though.
You wrote me into that. You're out of your mind.
Counting on Misaki.
Yeah.
Stay safe out there, okay? Always remember how proud I was. Have your daughter.
It's the slowest death I've ever seen.
Like you, Misaki. Live well and grow old. I know you'll find happiness. Happiness.
Dad.
And he's dead. Let's get some support on the stream, everyone. Let's get some super chats. Let's get some subs. Let's get some memberships. And let's get some tips in honor of poor dad who just died. Come on. Let's get rallied now. Come on, let's do it. Who's gonna give a sub? Who's gonna do a membership? Who's gonna do a super chat? Oh my god, yo, that was the stupidest death sequence I've ever seen in any video game. He took so long to die. And he just kept gabbing. And then he tells his friend, will you take care of my daughter? No, she's not my daughter. Don't you have other relatives? Don't you have money? Did you have a trust fund or something? Why do I have to take care of your daughter? What are you speaking of? Are you insane? Come on, man. Anyway, I gotta split the part. I thought this was gonna be like a 2-second thing. It goes into an insanely long death cutscene. Like, oh man, I gotta split the part for tonight. So let's put the part here. And I hope that you guys are enjoying. Looks like we're gonna have some serious business in tonight's second half of Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. I will see you then. Holy crap. All right. All I wanted to do, I want to stand up and stretch because, like, I'm sitting here. It's kind of a little stuffy in here tonight. I'm like, man, just stretch and stay awake or whatever. He's like, I'm dying. I'm still dying. I'm continuously dying. I can't stop dying. Hey, did you know I was dying? Hey, death, dying. Yes, we get it. Oh, my Lord. All right, let me refill all my stuff.
And it looks like it did not pay off, as he only got $70 for Yakuza. I really hope, if we're going back to pre-Kino numbers, remember last year when he was getting like $6, $7 streams of Yakuza? That would have been perfect. And then in the daily wrap, he said, I'm not complaining, but I'm just saying we didn't hit the goal tonight. And then majority of the daily wrap was him talking about support, getting momentum back. Come on guys, we gotta do this, we gotta get DSP tries it. And he titles the daily wrap, A Chill RPG Day. Tomorrow we set goals and more variety. And that brings us to Monday. DSP in the chat. Okay, let's get started. I was messing around with Kickbot over on Kick for a bit. I'm waiting for YouTube to let me turn the stream on. It's lagging today. He is the only creator I've ever seen that has to wait for YouTube to let him turn the stream on. I still don't even know what that means. Like, you press a button, it goes live, that's it. The only thing I can think of is that because he leaves his computer and everything on all the time, that it lags so much that there's a delay from when he presses the button and when he goes live. So it's not YouTube letting him turn the stream on. It's him not taking care of his tech, causing it to malfunction. Then Two Cats One Roach points out, thumbnails are back, but it's not Darziak, and it's actually Phil doing it. And let's do a comparison here. So this is Darziak from 1 month ago. So this is what he was used to for thumbnails. Now look at this, it's just basic stuff. And not even that great either. And by the way, 60 views in 3 hours, 62 views in 3 hours. Amazing content from a guy who's been doing this for 17 years and has over 200k subs. Oh, but the views get even worse. 196 views in 10 hours, 140 views in 10 hours, 364 views in 11 hours, 489 views in 16 hours, 197 views in 16 hours, and 174 views in 16 hours. These are the numbers of someone starting out in the gaming industry. Then a little background on DSP's new co-host, Ethan Ralph. Ralph has been banned from services including YouTube, where he formerly hosted his show. As of 2021, the kill stream was hosted on Trovo Live. I don't even know what that is. After receiving a month-long suspension from the alt-tech streaming service D-Live earlier in January. Then apparently he did a charity stream where the super chats would go to Jude's Children's Hospital. And then apparently he was reading out the messages, and some of them were very, very bad, including denying the Holocaust or celebrating a synagogue shooting. Remember, this is for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. And not only that, it was days after the synagogue shooting. And then in a moment that's crazy because usually charities will take money and they'll be very grateful for it. Oh, thank you so much, this helps. They actually refused his donations and refunded all donations from YouTube. Then someone made an article in the Wall Street Journal about all this, which led to YouTube terminating his account. Then there was a whole thing about Bitcoin payments and crypto donations, which was tied to America First with Nick Fluentes. And it was a whole shit show apparently. Then in 2020, Ralph showed a video, revenge porn, of his ex-girlfriend without her knowledge, and he was arrested for that. Then he pleaded no contest, and because he was found guilty, he had to register on the sex offenders list. And the woman he put out on revenge porn was the mother of his child, who also put a restraining order out on Ralph on her behalf and her infant son's behalf. But it then got wilder as people kept telling me different information about him, including Hungry Triple H. Oh man, there's so much lore. He groomed the girl, got her to move across the country. Wow, that sounds familiar. And he abused her, made her do a three-way with his other girlfriend. To own the haters, he made a sex tape without her knowledge and fingered her butt, got shit on his finger and ate the shit. That's absolutely disgusting. She got impregnated. Ralph released the sex tape, and the family has been in a Twitter and legal war since. Now the family is destroyed, and Ralph is claiming to have sex with his baby mama's mother. He fled to Mexico to avoid paying child support. That's a great person you want to be associated with, right, DSP? We have Emo Ghost. I was a gun observer before joining the Goutverse. I remember once, he was feuded with an ex-co-host, Rand, and started trashing his wife and challenged her to a gunt-off to compare Ralph and her gunts. Him going at Kat after the obvious breakup is going to be wild. Then he said on Tuesday night he's going to do his taxes, he's going to take the night stream off. However, he changes it because apparently there's a heat wave Tuesday afternoon, and he's worried about it being too hot in his office for him without his brain getting fried. Then DSP has a new idea. He wants to get the Minecraft toy from McDonald's. He said it's something cool that people wanted to see. Of course, he wants to capitalize on the movie coming out. But remember, Minecraft toy from McDonald's. He's not a children's entertainer though, remember, dude. And then one of the reasons DSP paid for a Kick bot is just so he can spam the Kick chat with his tip link. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Even though Kick is dying. I give it about generously 2 months before all the support is done and he turns Kick off. Then he had a video that got 2,000 views, and he said it exploded in popularity. And as Dickstroke and Phil Vlogs points out, you have 216k subs. That's dogshit viewer retention. And then DSP has decided what next DSP tries it is. It's taco time. Now why is it taco time? It's because Kat wants it. That's right, she's not part of his content, but he's setting goals so she can eat taco time. Make that make sense, Phil.
Let Kat decide. I can tell you right now, I talked to Kat about this last night. She prefers taco time because we never had it. Dread Robin we've had, she's like, I would prefer taco time. We've never done it before. At least we'll try something new and different. So if we're leaving it to my wife, then it's taco time, okay?
And now your reward for giving him money and hitting goals, you don't control the reward anymore. He says going forward, he can veto anything people want that isn't fast food related. And why does he say that? It's because fast food videos get him more views. And then as Poems Past points out, if you complain about it, you're just bitching. Then DSP for his birthday wants to play Minecraft. Remember, not a children's entertainer. And remember, it's only a meme game, dude. Poems Past. DSP talked about Minecraft like he played an entire year the other day. As proof he was a real gamer, who understood the property and had a massive experience and knowledge. Even though Mr. PWR did every single thing for him, built everything, and then he just walked around, whoa dude, look at that. Whoa dude, look at that. Isn't that cool? By the way guys, support is low, please tip. His actual playtime according to Minecraft, 10 days. And of course, the only person that finds DSP funny is DSP, and he will laugh so hard at his own jokes.
Wait a minute. Cracker Jacks just said something funny in chat. He said, I have not had success when eating at a local taco time, but the tits are awesome. The what? What did you order when you went there? And they delivered, huh? He probably meant to say tots, but you know, the tits are awesome there at taco time. Wow. Well then, we have a new replacement for Hooters, which just filed for bankruptcy, I guess. There you go.
Then goes on to say Red Robin is a ripoff because it's food you're meant to sit down inside and eat, but it still costs $50 or more to have it delivered. Now DSP is gonna be toxic towards his audience about the rewards. And stop bitching, just give him money, he knows what he's doing. He's the one that runs the successful business, dude. Me.
Are rewards based on what will give best views or what fans want? I'm confused. Are you? Oh my god. No, I really have to stop you now. Are you fucking slow? Are you kidding me? Let's see. Every time that I do a DSP tries it that's fast food related, we hit the goal really fast, people enjoy the episode, and it get tons of views. Right? Why aren't you doing what the fans want? What? Oh, so what the fans want is for me to have a goal that we take forever to hit, that people say they don't want, then when I do it, no one watches it. That's what the fans want. Man, you're stupid. What the fuck are you talking about? You give me a headache when you say shit like that. Dude, facts are facts. This is observation of occurrence that is happening. This is not a realm of fantasy where we all just believe things. Well, fast food, no one wants it. Except, oh yeah, he hits it every time and then it's very popular. Right?
Then the topic of Legos came up, and he wants to do the Minecraft Legos to capitalize on the movie. But remember dudes, He's not a children's entertainer. And a quote from DSP, Minecraft explore my old world. I'm down with that, something new to do. So how is exploring your old world something new, DSP? And everything in your world you never built yourself. Unless Mr. PWR is gonna come back to the streams. Then just like every single birthday, apparently Kat is making him food. Remember, she's not part of his content. I wonder if she's gonna do another dry cake again. I think he got sick off the last two. Then you can see how delusional Phil is. Cause every single day, pre-stream, stream, second stream, before the stream, daily wrap, he always talks about his schedule. What's upcoming? What's he doing? Was he playing? Blah, blah, blah. And he said, frequently I'm asked on Kick, where do I find your schedule? Nobody wants to talk about your schedule, Phil. You can take your schedule along with the bubbles and shove them up your ass. It goes on to say, drunk Legos would be fun. It'll take me 1,000,000 years. That would be cool. Yeah, cause he was so fast the first time. Then we have Steve of the Dead. Clip this one because King Jod is right. This is pretty bad.
Jonathan Walls says, try going a whole day without calling someone a name. All right. Nameless person, 'cause I can't call you a name. Nameless person, thanks for the input. Sounds like a good idea. You know what? Someone tipped $1.50 saying, but views don't matter. It's fans like me. Yes, the person who tips $1.50 is the person that's going to determine my content. Sure. You keep telling yourself that. Anyway.
Wow. Holy fucking shit. This is bad. Oh my fucking god. That might be one of the worst things he said in a wee while. The person that gives me $1.50 is really fucking gonna, be the guy influence. What the fuck is wrong with you, Phil? Like, Jesus Christ, imagine not being I'm happy to, most content creators should be fucking happy to receive anything, no matter how fucking big or small that fucking contribution is, you know? It shouldn't, like, oh my fucking god, Phil. Way to fucking shut over fucking people giving you a fucking dollar. Because they give you that fucking dollar because you fucking say you fucking need it. And then you come up with that fucking hold on. Let me hear that again. I need to hear this again. We cannot underestimate how bad a thing Phil just said there. Let this sink in.
Jonathan Walls says, try going a whole day without calling someone a name.
Not that bit, obviously, but a bit afterwards.
All right. Nameless person, 'cause I can't call you a name. Nameless person, thanks for the input. Sounds like a good idea.
This bit here. This fucking bit here.
You know what? Someone tipped $1.50 saying, but views don't matter. It's fans like me. Yes, the person who tips $1.50 is the person that's going to determine my content. Sure. You keep telling yourself that. Anyway, so let's continue. So far it's taco time. And so far we know on my birthday, my wife will be making some food.
The DSP said his Arby's DSP Tries It was so successful, over a dozen people reached out to him and told them they had the burger because of him. Then Assassin's Creed was not going very well for DSP, with only $18 received so far. So you know what that means, he's setting up the wage quit. It's funny how when support's low, games are really bad. When support's high, games are awesome, dude. Then we have Purple Aki in the chat. As a black man, I really like that AC has a black man as a protagonist, and I don't get the hate. Then he was complaining that video game companies were making games to make money. Imagine that. A business made games to make money. Dickstroke and Phil Vlogs, what if you're streaming video games for money, Phil? Then apparently DSP has a spreadsheet about what food gave him the most views and money. But remember dude, it's a passion. It's not about money, dude. Then we have this in chat from the hottest woman in college, which is Canadian Kirk. You know how Phil's trolls tabulate every contribution? They should jot down the complaints to jokes meter, cause I don't think he's told a joke all game, lol. Then apparently, the King Snake is making its rounds. And we have this from Side Scrollers.
No DSP news?
Is there DSP news?
Is
Big
there?
news.
Really? What's going on?
Do we care?
Well, he was the King Snake, he said, and he took down the Kino casino.
Okay, so here's the thing. I don't
and
really
leaked all of his DMs with them. What an idiot.
I don't really know. I don't really know who Kino Casino is. I just know
he didn't take them down. It was a cope because he thought that he was going to be their best friend, and
right.
Then they eventually turned on him,
which everybody knew was coming. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, except him. So he released all of their DMs together on a drive, and it's pretty bad. It looks like he was like desperate to be their friend, and thanking them all the time for revenue.
Oh.
Then he had a big meltdown on Friday.
Okay.
Had to shut his kick stream down and then put it back up and was crying and coping.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Just go watch like Duty or
Snort
Hogan's my favorite.
I haven't
channel.
I've
That's
not
the best
kept
way
up
to
with the
catch up.
DSP stuff. You know, I will say this. You know, he is Blabs. You're gonna go crazy with this. DSP is the most requested person to have on Nerd Duel when we have it coming.
Are
up
you
soon.
really serious?
No, Blabs. I'm telling you, he's the most requested.
And you
person.
haven't done anything, have you?
No, I haven't done anything. I've not
Okay.
done anything. I'm telling you what I see on my Twitter mentions.
Right.
Is that when I say, who would you like to see on Nerd Duel? Everyone said, well, a good portion of people say, Dark Side Phil. So, look, I'm done with Phil. Like, he's not even, like, on my radar right now.
I passively watch some of the content that's done on him, but this one had me fascinated because it was a big thing. And
Fascinating, like a documentary.
kind of watching him is kind of an ongoing documentary. But, man, he really fucked up. He brought Rich from Review Tech on. He thought he was going to be his buddy. And as soon as he came on, he started asking, like, hard questions. So Phil kicked him off the stream.
No, that is one thing that I regret not clipping, and we should go back and find it. Is when Rich from Review Tech came on the show, and he got all pissed off at me, and I was like, "You shut up!" We had this like back and forth, and I told him to shut up or whatever, and then he got upset. And now he hates me. That was
You
pretty.
mean
awesome.
wait, that stream that's like privated now, whatever it is, or like
Privated?
members only? Yeah, that one where you and Travis were just shouting at Rich for like an hour. That one?
Yeah.
That one, I think you put on members only or something.
I need to find that. And find a clip of that and put that on the internet because it was pretty good.
I stay out of that. It was like women drama.
It was like my 13-year-old going back and forth with her whatever situation. So yeah, look, thank you for filling me in on all that. This is all fascinating news to me. It's like seeing a car wreck in slow motion.
This is a big car wreck. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how he felt. I don't know how he thought like releasing his DMs is going to make him look good. Because in a bunch of them, they wanted him to do some shows, and to get out of doing the shows, he was telling them the craziest shit, like saying his wife has cancer. And all, like, his parents are dying. It's like, just say you don't want to do it. Why are you telling them you have like, it's insane. Like, you thought that was going to make you look good to people? Wow. I don't know, man.
Well, look, Phil's interesting because he is. Like, I've told him several times. Like, the last conversation I had with him was he messaged me at the start of this year, and he was like, "Happy New Year! I hope that you have a good year, and I'm sorry we can't see eye to eye or whatever." And I was like, "Phil, you need to understand, dude. Like, I don't know if this is before or after I went on his show or whatever, and just told him to piss off or whatever. But I told him, I was like, dude, you don't understand. Like, I don't want to see you fail. Like, that's the thing is I don't want to see anybody fail." And he turned that into the victim narrative as always. And Phil is a pathological liar, mostly to himself. And I think we all understand that. And that's the most fascinating thing about Phil. We've in my couple encounters with him in the last decade, that's the one thing that I've seen. So anyways, I hope he gets his life squared away. I really do. Will it happen? No. Whatever. I don't know. But
And DSP puts this out. Tonight on the late stream, I'm playing something you asked for many years. Disco Elysium. I know nothing about it, so join me, and let's check it out together, and let's hit the goal, and get back on track for DSP tries it this week. That's a bag tweet, dude. Then let's see how Assassin's Creed is going for DSP.
Well, that's it, I guess. What a dud of a game. We'll see. I mean, if people convince me to play it again, but honestly, don't you think we've basically seen everything that'll be interesting in this game? I try. I mean, it's over 8-9 hours of gameplay, and I'm bored to tears. The game hasn't improved. It's literally just grinding repetitive nonsense. The story is atrociously bad. The animations are awful. The graphics are bad in cutscenes. Like, I keep going. I can't believe this is a game that they're selling like this. What the fuck? All right. Well, we'll figure it out, but this may be the end. I guess we'll see. I would love feedback, but I don't know. I'm not feeling too positive about it. If literally this is what everyone is saying, this is literally the game. If you keep playing it, you're going to be bored to tears the whole time. That's not good. So. All right, well, onward, I guess. Fuck, forget this shit. Wow. Awful. I don't even know what else to say. What is going on with modern gaming? Oh, by the way, I can't even... Oh, I'm on PlayStation 4, that's why. I hit Alt F4. Like, wait a minute, I'm not on PC. I'm on PlayStation 4. Yeah, I don't even know what else to say. What is going on with modern games? Right? Like, this is so ridiculous. I am incredibly disappointed with modern gaming at this point. I just don't get it. I feel like the only modern game, you have to be like a team-based player now to enjoy gaming. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about the games that we've been talking about that people are saying, oh, you really missed out on, right? Well, what were they? Monster Hunter. Well, that's team-based. If you play it solo, it's not good, right? Split Fiction. That's a co-op game. What happened to good single-player games? It's like they don't even fucking exist anymore. I don't know, guys. No, not team-based. Team-based. That's why I'm skipping a lot of these games. Because they're all co-op team-based games, and I used to, I thrive on playing single-player experiences that are great. Those are my best playthroughs. I can play multiplayer stuff. Like, I can play Call of Duty, and I can play, Street Fighter and other multiplayer things, but, you can't do it all the time.
Oh, and you can tell he's getting pissed. Only $76 on Assassin's Creed, $18 from Super Chats. And you know what happens when games get low support, especially pre-Kino. That is right. He's gonna wage quit this game. Then we have in chat, Cat 8 Derek Real. And then DSPGAMING puts this out. Just finished filming a special video and made a thumbnail for it. Now I'm gonna go live. And that special video is about him wage quitting Assassin's Creed and his reason for it. And then DSP in the night chat, with Assassin's Creed Shadow, there was initial curiosity, but now we see what it really is. And it's not good. So why waste more time on it if nobody likes it? AKA, nobody gave me money for it. Then we see Hair the dog at the bottom, who is a dolphin. Slow day. And look at that. They call me DSP has blocked you. And he says under the Assassin's Creed tweet, sucks at playing a game, blames the game, logic. That is right. DSP lost another one. And he said this in chat as well. Been watching for a while, and I got my account set up with the new e-bag system, and it won't link me your channel. What do I do, Phil? Then of course, because he put the word e-bag in it, Nightbot, please do not use racist, sexist, or harmful terminology here, which would be the e-bag part. Thank you. Warning. Then we have Kino Casino looking at Phil's hairline and says, his hairline looks like Ralph's Gunt. Then we have Jade. I don't know like this. Bye. Then look at some of these band names here. Cat Large Freezer Full. 2025 Cat Tippin' Champ Moo. Ashton did not apologize Nod. Aggressively begging Real. Cat Fatter Than Ralph. Insanity is Real. Mr. Bankrupt gives advice. Chaos Realm 1 Casting Couch. Troubleshooter Dave. Wiki Feet Man Darkside Phil. And No Goals Without OIC or ICS. Now I keep saying we're back to pre-Kino stuff. Now tell me how familiar this sounds.
All right, so folks, here's the deal. Straight up, I need your help tonight. I need to hit the goal tonight. I didn't hit it last night with Pirate Yakuza, and today it was abysmal because Assassin's Creed Shadow sucked ass and people didn't want to stick around to watch it because it sucked ass, okay?
And now that he's not with Kino Casino, he's starting to update everything, and he has a new coined animation. And it's as bad as you think.
I don't even know what's playing right now. I have other ones too to try. There's a Come on. Nice. It's happy music. I've never heard it before. This is awesome. Very good. All right, so that's, if I hit the goal, that's the new one. Oh. I want to hear both. Hear the other one. Here we go. Oh, this is better than the old one. Oh, this music is much better. The old one was too over the top. This is much better than that one. Oh, I like this. And then I have another one I can add too. I have 3 different ones I can do now. Let me add this one. They're all working. So this one is silver. And again, we'll add the chroma key. There you go. So we have silver coins, gold coins, and cash money. Celebrations. There you go. Very nice. All right.
Then we have this from Sarah in the chat. DSP Gaming, will you consider changing up the goals now that you're moving to a new era, which is actually the old era? The $150 goal was introduced at the time where support and viewership were at an all-time high. I think moving back to hats, vests, and glasses would be positive too. Then JG noticed something. Going back to the numbers, DSP is making math errors like crazy. How does 169 plus 20 equals 209, Phil? Then he decided to use this as his thumbnail for the daily wrap, where he says AC Shadows is a bust. Disco Elysium is odd, but good. The daily wrap. And of course, people I've never seen before, that have never said anything in the chat before, all of a sudden came out, almost like it was pre-arranged. And he got $221 for Disco Elysium. Then he put out the video where he says, I'm quitting AC Shadows. And basically said, it's wasting my time, it's not meaningful, dude, and companies should wake up and get their act together. Of course, the real reason is because he didn't get the money. Then we have this comment under it, you quit because you didn't make enough money. Money equals how fun and chill the game is. Then we have this from Duty. So DSP has a tropical bird in the snore fort. Listen closely.
Anyone had ever picked up a controller to see how it played. But I'm here to tell you folks that I put all of that aside. I didn't care about the protagonists or any of that. What I wanted to do is I wanted to act.
And that brings us to Tuesday. And it's funny because he told PPP he wants to phase out gaming. And you can tell from this tweet, it's true. On Tuesday, we talk about 100 goal celebration on the Chill podcast. Then it's Black Ops 6 multiplayer chaos as we complete the St. Patrick's Day event. And it's more chill Pirate Yakuza on the late shift. Let's hit the goals and get DSP tries it by the weekend. Most of that tweet is about goals and money and support. Just show up, give me money, and leave. That's the DSP motto. Then we have Dumpy Koala being a very creepy simp in DSP's kick chat. Is Phil awake yet? If so, morning Phil. Schedule, support, commands, email. Can we get commands for links to your YouTube channels? Also, can we get a rules command? And merch? And apparently, as Otter points out, DSP is following Tiger Jin. But remember, dude, he's a recovered alcoholic. Totally normal behavior, dude. So remember that music video we played earlier? Well, DSP's gonna address that right now. That guy who makes those songs sent me a ton of them, trying to get attention on the casino. And they kept ignoring him. Now, of course, they use the music, lol. Then DSP was trying to defend himself because people kept saying, we can hear birds in the background. And he says, I gotta hear my neighbor's kid every day, even though I have no kids. And then DSP does almost a 2-hour podcast, which is really a pre-stream. And the only thing he had scheduled was one news story, which didn't last very long, so you know what that means? Q&A time, dudes. Then people kept pushing him. You have animals, don't you? We hear the animals. Just tell us you have animals, dude.
And the other funny part is, during this video last night that I made, there's a little bit of background noise. What it is, as you know, when I stream, at least during, the times when it's cooler, I have my front window open. And so I was streaming with the front window open, and last night my neighbors were out there playing with their kids, and one of their kids tends to get way overexcited and scream. And the kid was screaming at the top of his lungs, shrieking, and it was catching on the mic. And it's crazy because I've tested other things. Like right now, I have 2 fans on full blast, and you guys probably can't hear them because the microphone has that like auto adjustment to get rid of ambient noise. But this kid shrieked so loud that it actually came through on the mic, and people were like, what is going on in there? Do you have, creatures screaming in your house? Is it haunted? Do you have loud birds? I'm like, no, it's my neighbors. I put up with that whenever they're around and the kid gets excited. So anyway, yeah, so that's what that noise was, because people are, of course, asking me and spinning conspiracy theories. But it was my neighbor's kid, which I have to hear every single day, even though I have no kids. That's what happens when you have shared walls, All right, so...
Now, Phil, that did not make any sense. You said you heard the kids outside, but the walls are thin, which would indicate that they're inside the house when they make the noise. Something is not adding up here, Phil. And the one story he had for the pre-stream was about Nintendo launching the Switch 2, but he got distracted by all the ads. Even though, when he got a VPN, he spent hours looking at ads from all over the world. But now says, if you have ads on your website, you're greedy. And then he also launched into please support the stream, and says, I have literally never used the Switch as a handheld. And as Next Gen Guy points out, no shit Phil, you don't go anywhere, nor are you a gamer. And dude, if I use that as a handheld, it would take away time from WWE Champions, dude. Paying my bills, dude. Now remember, he put out that video with the thumbnail of Podcast 666 and saying, the casino arc, the King Snake arc, is over. The drama's done. Stop talking about it. So guess what he's going to do today? He's going to talk about the drama and Kino Casino and how they don't have the work ethic like him. And that they make so much money, they only work 3 days a week and take vacations. DSP, this is not the flex or the own you think it is.
And here's the other thing that I should say, because it's kind of funny, all right? So, I'm going to say this and just get it out of the way, and I'm going to move on my merry way because I don't want to hang on this all day, all right? But here we go. You ready? Did you notice something about the difference between the work ethic of myself and Kino Casino? Did you ever notice the big difference? That I'm here 6 days a week streaming full-time, busting my ass, putting out content constantly for an audience, and they stream 3 times a week, not even a full day, and then they take tons of time off, and then they're constantly on vacation, and then they cancel shows, and then they're late. You ever notice that? Do you want to know why that is? Because you guys simp for them. That's why. Because you simp for the casino, you enable them to have that kind of shitty work ethic. You understand? If you didn't simp for them every stream and throw them thousands of dollars for simply turning the stream on, they would have to work. And they would have to work more. And they would have to work harder. And they would have to have better events rather than just the same old shtick. They would actually have to innovate instead of just doing the same thing every time they turn on their fucking streams. Do you get it? They'd have to work more than 3 times a week. Wow, what a novel concept. You'd get more content if you didn't simp out as much. Me, I bust my ass because I'm the blue-collar dude who never had giant popularity. I always was the underdog on YouTube. I always did things differently. I didn't get the sponsorships. I didn't get the ball suckers. I didn't get any of that. So I've always had to break my back to make a living. Now, here I am 17 years later, and I still break my back to make a living, but I'm happy and I get to make content that I like, and I don't have anyone simping for me, quite frankly. Or I don't. I get people who are regulars who come by, but there's no one here who's like, oh, Phil turned on the stream, here's $1,000 just because. If you guys would stop fucking simping, they would actually have to work hard. They don't right now because you keep giving them everything for nothing. So if you're like, man, I hate it when the casino goes on a vacation after vacation after vacation after vacation, you're the one who's giving them the vacation. Don't you get that? It's your reason that they're doing that. If you didn't give them so much for so little, then they would have to work. It's called cause and effect. It's pretty simple, but people don't seem to understand. I've been saying this about the games industry all along, too. If you don't reward lazy game devs for lazy work by simping and buying all their games, then they'll do better. How many people complain about how every Pokemon sucks, but then they buy every Pokemon anyway, and then they buy the merch, and then they buy the amiibo, and then they buy this? Well, they're never going to improve unless you force them to. If you keep simping for the casino, guess what? They're never going to improve. They'll always have the same content, only 3 days a week, delaying streams, canceling streams, bad work ethic, vacation after vacation. It will continue. It's direct cause and effect. I don't know why people don't understand that, you know? I just don't get it. But every time that I would see people would come on my streams and be complaining about the casino, they'd be like, why is the casino not streaming, Phil? I don't know. Maybe because last time they turned on their stream, you threw them thousands of dollars before they even said a word. Did you ever think about that? Like, now they don't have to work. Why are you a simp? I don't get it.
It's quite funny when he says, oh, the casino, they just do the same thing over and over because people throw money at them. Does that sound familiar, Phil? Almost like it's you. And you say, oh, I don't have people simping for me. Hello, only iced coffee. And then he does this weird thing where he claims that working more for less money means it's better quality. Phil, you don't choose to work 6 days a week. You say you have to work 6 days a week to pay your bills. Say what you want about Kino Casino, but the people in the chat are entertained. They're not bored like your viewers. And they make so much money, they don't have to work all the time. They can take vacation. They can take time with their friends, their family. They can have time to have outside lives. They're not stuck in a box 6 days a week, 8 hours a day, and only leave the house once a week. This, Phil, is not the own you think it is. And guys, you're never going to believe this. DSP has a special offer. It's a one-time only that he's used every single stream in March. That is, of course, the kick badges. And not only the kick badges, he's lowered it. Because it used to be 20 subs and you get 2 kick badges. Now it's 15 for the same thing. Now Phil, that people don't want this because you had to lower the price, which by the way is cause and effect, just like you said. Then he says, no, I'm not doing anything special for April Fool's Day. When is April Fool's Day? I don't even know. He also did know when Easter was, Mr. Roman Catholic. Then Meerkat adds on to it. It's on April 6th actually, and we see Philip Burnell, birthday April 6th, 1982. And look at that, plays Call of Duty at the very bottom of the leaderboard. Amazing content, Phil. And look at his constipation face there. Then Rob Bennett puts this out. Logitech's Lightspeed Standard has been around for close to 10 years. Phil calls this the newest and most cutting-edge technology. Now also, this is the same guy that took him so long to go to direct capture. Then DSP was talking about how support on Kick is down, and he said the reason is because Kino Casino snaked him. Now if you remember my last video, which covered last week, that big segment he had, you know, King Snake, he snaked them, he robbed the casino. But now, apparently, it was Kino Casino that snaked DSP. And you know what the really funny part of this is? If he would have just let Kino drop the DMs and not done the King Snake thing and say, oh, I robbed the casino, he would have got sympathy. Because people would be like, that's messed up that they snaked you and dropped the DMs. And he would have had simps and dolphins and whales coming out and giving them money. But remember, the biggest detractor to DSP is DSP. Detractors don't have to do a single thing. DSP screwed DSP. Then he said, I just banned 20 sock accounts for spamming emotes, including I'm still relevant for real, somebody gay, Grimace the Fatty, Chimchar81 real, Bags Bunny real, and DSP Dead Rabbit. I remember how Taco Time was the goal, and people were giving money to reach that goal. Well, guess what? His wife had a change of heart. She doesn't want Taco Time anymore. She wants Chick-fil-A. And based on that, DSP is now changing the goal. It doesn't matter if you wanted it. Just give him money, shut up, so he can feed his fat wife.
By the way, I was just talking with my wife, and she was like, I guess there's a new sandwich at Chick-fil-A. And there is. It was the one we had looked at. It was the grilled chicken that looks like it's a barbecue grilled chicken sandwich, but I guess you could get it fried too. But I think it has like a special cheese and sauce and everything on it. And she brought that up. She's like, you know, I want Taco Time, but that also sounds good. And I was like, yeah, I agree. So we could do either Taco Time or Chick-fil-A for DSP Tries It. I guess Chick-fil-A has both a new sandwich and a new drink. I didn't know they had a new drink. So no, we're not going to do both at the same time, but we're going to do one this week. Remember, next week is going to be the Minecraft meal at McDonald's, and then maybe we could do whatever the other one is after the fact. I'm down for either. Either one is fine with me. But we got to hit some goals, all right? We still got 90 minutes left on this stream. Please, let's get some more support. Let's hit a goal by the end of this stream. Let's not take this around $50 here that we got and not have it count towards a goal. Let's hit a goal. Okay?
And then people were asking DSP, are you going to do DS politics? There's a lot of stuff going on that you can talk about. And he said he has no idea what's going on in politics and has no more political opinions right now because he stopped following it after his political show ended. Man, what a shame. We don't get the DS politics takes anymore. And this is really funny as well because ever since he stopped his political show, political stuff ramped up. There is so much he could talk about, but it all comes down to one thing with DSP, and that's money. The shows don't make any money anymore, nobody cares about his opinion, people hated his opinions, and he lost fans over it. Then remember when he said, stop simping for Kino Casino, so that way they make better quality. They're not like him. He's a great guy, he's got morals and values. Well now, DSP has decided to kick the hornet's nest. He's gonna call PPP a fat fuck, and he's gonna call Andy a drug addict.
All right, it's this simple. All right? Half the people in the Kick Chat are trolls. All right? They're all remnants of the casino. And they're all sitting there saying fucked up stuff. They are. They're saying, oh, you can't make money on gaming. Ha ha, you only made $9 an hour. Ha ha. So fuck them. Seriously, right now, fuck those motherfuckers. Let's rally right now. And by the end of this stream, let's show them that actual gameplay, that positive content, that not having to constantly shit on others to get ahead. you can still make a living and you can still promote positivity on the internet. So let's get some support. Usually I wouldn't say that, but I've had enough of their fucking mouths today. You know, they're actually starting to really piss me off with their toxicity and nonsense because they think that because a fat fuck and some fucking degenerate on drugs are running around making fun of people every day, that for some reason that gameplay isn't valid. How about you kiss my fucking ass and you lick my fucking balls? You fucking dumb little no-life pieces of shit. I'm gonna fucking be successful no matter what. And you guys can go fuck yourselves. And now I died. Now I died. All right.
It's funny how he's trying to act tough when you went to them, the misery brokers, the guys that do drama all the time, and you thought it'd be different because they would have your back. They would never turn on you. But Phil, in drama, there's always snakes. And you are the most oblivious person I've ever seen. And a dumbass too. And once you touch the poop, you're covered in shit. Then support was definitely not there for Call of Duty. And he's not asking for 1 goal to be hit. He's asking for 2 goals to be hit. That's right, he wants $300 right now. And not only that, he wants to get it out of the way so he can ask for another goal. And he said this as well. By the way, we have brand new animations for hitting the goal. I was really looking forward to using it today, but we have to hit the goal. Nice guilt tripping, Phil. Definitely not a cult. Then goes on to say he wants $100 by the end of the COD stream. We have Cat Burnell. We'll soon be back to $50 a stream. You know, I consider a stream successful if I hit $50. And then people kept talking about birds because they're hearing birds in his background. And anyone that said anything but a bird got banned. But then he complains no one in chat is talking to him. And then the end of the stream happened and he only got $100. And he says he's not upset he only got $100, but then stalled, hoping for a Hail Mary. But it never came. Then it looks like this whole thing of DSP and King Snake and lying about his wife's cancer has made its rounds. Now even Boogie is making fun of DSP lying about cancer. Think about that. Boogie, who lied about cancer, is making fun of DSP, who lied about his wife's cancer. This is the world we live in, dudes.
It seems like it right now, actually.
Our audience is poor.
It's really disappointing. I wish they could like go out and get like enough money to be able to get my head shot.
What are you trying to get clipped? DSP? Chill out. Like, what the fuck are you doing right now?
Guys, if we can raise $47 more, I will eat Wendy's for you.
Super chatted $20. Twiggy looks like he should be playing a bass that isn't plugged in.
Dude, I looked a little bit more into the DSP stuff. Have you got a chance?
That donator's right. He looks like he should be playing a bass. What?
Did you look more into the DSP stuff?
No.
He just straight up lied and said that Cat had cancer and that was causing the weight gain and weight loss or whatever.
Dude, I saw that Ethan Ralph. Oh my god, they zoomed in on Twiggy. Look at that.
But remember, dudes, the internet has a different opinion of him now. He's not the internet's whipping boy. Everybody likes him. And you can tell, Keem even made a little remark there, a little smirk on his face, about DSP. Everything's going back to pre-Kino. I really hope Keem realizes he will never get DSP on his show and just goes mask off and starts ripping into DSP again. That'll be hilarious. And DSP declared he's not playing the new Warzone because no one really cares about Warzone. I believe there's been 2 or 3 Warzones so far, and all of them he's wage quit. Then we had one of his teammates. Cat is downstairs crying. Then another beg tweet for Yakuza. And the goals and support. Tonight's late stream is Pirate Yakuza. And we need to get back on track. Join me tonight at 6:45. Let's rally and hit the goal so we can have DSP tries it later this week. See you then. Then we have W Koala. Is Patreon still a thing for support? Then we have Steve of the Dead, who quotes DSP and said, I never had giant popularity. And we see at one point, he was up to 13.5 million views in a month. And people still pushing back about the birds. And DSP still coping about it, and still saying it's the neighbor's kids. And then says weirdly, I can see them right now. I thought you had your blinds up, Phil. How can you see the kids through the blinds? And why are you looking at kids out your window, Phil?
I don't have a bird in the other room. This is some moronic detractor meme. I'm telling you, it's the kids next door. In fact, they're outside playing right now, and you might catch them again on the mic. They're literally outside playing, and that kid screams, and you might be able to hear it on the mic again tonight, except I have my fans on tonight, so maybe it won't pick up. I don't know. There's idiotic people. Show you the room? You want to see the room? Hold on. Sure. I can actually do that. Ready? So here I am. Here's the room. Here's my setup. Look at that. There's the door. Closed. This is the cool thing about this setup. I have a camera. I can actually, like, aim now. See? There's the TV. There's the door. There's the lighting. Look at this. There's the backdrop. There's me. Continuing to the right. There's the setup. Goes all the way over to my lighting, my cameras, my other webcam. All the way to the other side of the room. See that? There's the window that's opened right there, which I was telling you about. And the neighbors are outside playing right now. And there's all the lighting going on. And there's my air conditioner, which I haven't installed yet, right there. Very exciting stuff, huh? I can actually do this stuff now. See? I can actually show you guys the whole setup because I have all the technology, man. Zoop.
Then someone suggested Fallout 1 as a playthrough. And he says Fallout 1 is too outdated to do a playthrough. Maybe for an event for an hour or so. The real reason is that he's too dumb for that. It's a lot harder than modern games. And his hand will be held very, very, very much so. And he's had it with Kick. Especially the Kino Casino viewers. And he's putting his foot down. And he's weeding them out. This is the United States of Gout. And he is your supreme leader.
I'll say this. Basically, what I'm seeing, all right, is very simple. On Kick. On Kick, there are some viewers who genuinely like me and are checking out the content. And they came from Kino Casino, but they still like my content, so they've stuck around. There are some viewers that are kind of in the middle. They like Kino, maybe they like me, and they're kind of like, okay, sometimes I like this, sometimes I like that, and that's cool too. But what's also happening in the Kick chat is there are the holdovers who are 100% diehard simps of Kino Casino, and they're just sitting there trying to have their good old boys club every night. They act out, they have underhanded, snide, backstabbing remarks, and then when they get moderated, they sit there and they whine and complain, why is my friend moderated? Because they're an asshole. Because they're not here to enjoy and be positive and have fun. They're here to basically be toxic. And that needs to be weeded out, and it will be weeded out over time. Okay, so rest assured, the whole Kick thing is not going to be a problem very soon. Because these people will be weeded out who are acting like assholes and bad actors. I am very open to anyone who actually likes my content and wants to hang out and be positive. If they want to support it, thank you. But that's not going to be people just sitting there just to crap and dump on the content. I don't need you. Really, I don't. You're not constructive. You're just wasting time. You're wasting a seat. Get out and clear it out for somebody else.
Of course, with all his talk of positivity and chilledness, let's see how he treats his viewers on the night stream.
Bozon, you're retarded. You really are. You're retarded. You don't listen. You just made that up because some detractor said it. What I said this morning was, when you guys supported me for the last 8 months and you upped your level of support and we hit so many goals, what did I do? I increased the amount of content I was making. I improved the content I was making visually, audio, setup, everything. We branched out, played brand new games. We started doing new things, playing on keyboard and mouse, doing indie games, all this stuff. Just because you guys supported me, I improved my content dramatically. That's what I said. And then I said, what happens when you flood Kino Casino with contributions? They take time off. They literally stream less. That's what I said. So you can spin it how you want, but that's not what I said. You're an idiot, okay? You're a fucking moron. Okay, I gotta pee. I'll be right back.
Now the really funny part about this too is him complaining. Kino Casino is getting too much money and not working enough. At the height of the casino arc, when DSP was making like what, 10 to 20,000 a month, he kept saying, oh, now I can take extra days off to spend time with my wife. So DSP, you're saying, when you had more money, you're taking more days off. Yet you're saying the same thing about the casino right now. Doesn't add up there, Phil. Then he was talking about his morals and values again, and followed that up by saying, Any people that are waiting until the last second to give him money should do it right now. And then there was a Hail Mary. $80 from a person I've never heard of before, never seen in chat, never said anything, said it was their very first time seeing the stream. Now tell me, how often does somebody go into a stream, not knowing who the person is, not seeing their content, give them $80, and then ask them for a recommendation of an RPG game? Yeah, that's very sus right there. Then this was absolutely hilarious. So he had another meltdown about support and Kino Casino. And during this, he had a tech issue where it made his webcam go all over the place and just freak out. It was perfect timing too.
Guys, seriously, let's hit the fucking goal tonight. Enough of this pussyfooting around bullshit. Listen, it's again, I said it earlier on the first stream, it's this simple, all right? I stand for morals and values and things that a lot of people don't. A lot of people out there who are content creators are all about making the bag by any means necessary. They don't care about who they step on when they do it. They don't care about who they hurt or how they make the content, as long as the content gets made and they make the money. Not me. That's the easy fucking way out. Anyone can do drama. Anyone can be toxic and attack others constantly and just benefit out of others' shortcomings and bad luck in life. I don't want to do that. All right? Everyone wants to pull me in that direction, and I fucking refuse. And I've refused for 17 years. I'm trying to become a better person as I get older, not worse. All right? But there are people out there, forces that conspire against me constantly. They don't want someone like me to be successful. They want you to believe that you have to be a toxic jerk in order to be successful on the internet. I think you know the kind of people I'm talking about, all right? But we can prove them fucking wrong. We can. We can say, hey, enough of this bullshit. Enough of this, hey, you have to be a hurtful asshole in order to make any kind of money and any kind of life on the internet. I think you guys like the fact that I make so much content, that I've branched out and tried to do better content in the last 6 to 8 months that you've supported me more. So prove the assholes wrong and please support what you like. If you're here tonight and you're having a good time, there's no reason why you couldn't support in some way. All right? There's many different ways you know that you can do it. It doesn't even have to be financial. You could like the stream or something like that. You could tell a friend to come check out the content. But there's a lot of people who could support tonight. I think that people like to basically kind of, oh, let's wait till the end or whatever. Let's see what happens. Enough is enough, right? Let's just fucking hit this fucking goal and get... Whoa! Holy shit! Now that's interesting. Now that's very interesting. I've never seen the camera do this before. It's fucking up. I think I have to unplug and replug it. Did I fix it? Holy Testicle Tuesday, did you see that? I don't know. Anyway, the point I'm making here is I'm trying to do stuff different, and I'm trying to show the internet that there's more than one way to be successful. You don't have to go the toxic route of hurting everyone around you for personal gain, and you also don't have to be a sellout. You can be your own person and still be successful. But I need your buy-in to do that, and that's the point I was making last week on the podcast. When I'm playing a game like this, and we're having a good time together, I need people to support the stream to say, look, he can play whatever the hell he wants, but he still gets the support level that he can continuously improve his content, have a good life with his family, and keep going positively. I'm not asking to get filthy rich. I'm not asking to blow up on the internet. I'm just asking to hit a goal that's reasonable so that I can keep stuff improving. And by the way, when this stream ends tonight and we're done playing, literally no one will have been hurt. No one's reputation will have been slandered or defamed. No one's going to feel like they got bullied. Instead, people are going to be like, wow, that was a good stream that we chilled with Phil and had a great time tonight. That's what I'm striving to do. I hope you understand this is what I am and what I stand for now. Very different than back in the day and very different from these other people's mentality of any means necessary, right? Just sickening to me that it's getting worse. On YouTube, when people started, it used to be, I have a talent, but I don't have a budget. Let me share that passion for whatever I'm talented in with you. And then, you know, maybe I can be successful by getting some views and some ad revenue. Today, it's like, how do I hurt the maximum number of people, have no conscience about it, have no morality, so that I can make the bag and then take time off to go on a fucking vacation to some island? Seriously, that's what it is. Like, what the hell kind of fucking thing is this? And this is exactly how it is, you know? Anyway, thank you for understanding.
Then apparently there was another bird sound, and Pixar upped the volume so you could hear what these quote-unquote children sound like.
So you gotta, you know, you just might have to be tricky trying to find the right one, right? Only one stream tomorrow. That is correct, though.
And that brings us to Wednesday, where DSP only had one stream. He's taken off the night stream to do his taxes. Remember he was supposed to do that last week, but he got all the evidence of him robbing the Kino casino and the King Snake moment. So he's actually doing his taxes tonight. And he put this out. Today's one and only stream is live. The podcast includes a goals update, gaming news, FGC/Street Fighter 6 discussion, and more. Then it's a chill, Sudoku, and lots of interaction. We've hit every goal playing it so far. Let's keep it up. Then people ask DSP about using Asian voices during games, and DSP says he's going to continue to use those voices because it makes people mad, but he doesn't hurt anyone. And now DSP is going to explain what happened to his webcam the day before in the most clown way possible.
The camera went crazy. The camera literally had it started going like this, like crazy, like it's having a seizure.
DSP was complaining that yesterday it was 95 degrees inside his office. Man, I can't wait till the summertime. With all those electronics, it's gonna heat up like crazy. We're gonna see sweat pouring out of every part of his body. And then because it's only one stream today, the begging is double. In the first 30 minutes, he talked about supporting him 7 times. And now today, if you criticize him, if you say something he doesn't agree with, you're a sock account and you're getting immediately banned. Then despite the drop in Kick support, DSP is still relying on Kick membership. And notice as well, since he started on Kick, his memberships on YouTube have gone down as well. See Phil, it's almost like all those people on YouTube went to Kick and started supporting you on there, and the YouTube support slowed down. And despite in the past, DSP yelling at people for his jerk-off face, despite in the past, him saying, "It makes my wife cry. It's embarrassing." Well now guys, it's okay, it's funny to joke and laugh about. And he even put a emote on Kick of his jerk-off face. And support on Kick is still down. No one's becoming a member, no one's gifting memberships, nothing's coming in, dude. And he's complaining. People are just hanging around in chat and not supporting. And then he was on his morals and values. And was talking about RTU saying, "Oh, I won't have anyone on that's stoned or drunk or whatever." But then starts talking about Ethan Ralph and how he's gonna be on to co-host Smart Guys. The irony there is hilarious. Then guys, first stream, low support, what's going on? And he does this year after year after year. Support is low and I don't know why. You would think after all these years, you would try to find out why that is, DSP. And it looks like Flatman B/Kirk is now a mod. As they say, this is loving peaceful content. And it looks like another whale has come back. Rare tricks. However, the question is, for how long? And now DSP, member, he used to have a slide saying he was an ally. He accepts everyone, gay, straight, bi, whatever they want to be. He accepts people for who they are. And then during the Kino Casino arc, he took that slide out and just started shitting on anyone. Well now, just like pre-Kino, he's back to being an ally. And he accepts everyone for who they are. Then of course, another person never seen in chat before, never heard of before, DSP super fan, out of nowhere $40. Funny how that keeps happening over and over. And he's back to, okay guys, who's gonna unseat this person? Who's gonna top this person on the leaderboard? Let's get this person out of here. Come on guys, where's the support? Then a quote from DSP. I only mention the goal when we're not hitting it. After we hit it, I literally don't mention the goal anymore. Which is absolutely false, because once you hit the goal, you go on to the next goal. You hit that goal, you go on to the next goal, and you keep bagging in an endless loop. Then he was upset, because Ronaldo is a playable character in Fatal Fury. And it was actually hilarious, because he was showing it on Twitter, the reveal trailer, and it showed that he actually blocked Ronaldo on Twitter. And started calling him a sellout because he's only doing it for money. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's not a gamer, dude. Then we have Jade. DSP Gaming, you are Randy Orton now. He is Viper, you are King Snake. And then remember, kick resubs count towards the goal. YouTube subs do not count towards the goal. Well, he's so desperate now, YouTube resubs do now count towards the goal. You're running out of options here, Phil. Before it was just tips and then everything else is bonus. And now everything's just jammed in together as one single number. If this doesn't work out, Phil, you got nothing else to do. You're gonna throw in your Patreon money? And then DSP. Okay guys, last time I'm gonna mention the goal on the stream. 90 seconds later, guys, this is my only stream of the day. I really want to hit the goal. So let's get some momentum going. And yet again, going after Kino Casino and their viewers. He calls out Kick viewers for being simpy for Kino Casino and says Kick supporters can support more than one channel. Which is quite funny, because when Les came around, you were calling her a slut and saying she's stealing your audience. But now that Kino's broken up with you, guys, come on, you can support us both. What's going on? You don't have to support just Kino. Come on, give me some money, dudes. I need the money, dude. I really, really do.
But we're in a home stretch now. We got about 90 minutes left on the stream. And, I mean, again, I'm happy with people supporting the game, but the whole idea is to keep the goals going. Someone literally asked me on the podcast today, would you consider playing Suikoden N2 this year? Since we're doing so well, hitting goals in with the support for the game. And I said, yeah. And now, immediately after being asked that, it looks like we're having a slower stream. Plus, keep in mind, I'm not streaming tonight. All right? So, it would be great to hit the goal now and get to 76 and then, you know, come back tomorrow strong. Yeah, we had absolutely no one on Kick supporting today. There are people on Kick who support, don't get me wrong. But, again, I said it yesterday. It's sad that these Kick viewers, a lot of you guys, I hate to say it, seem to be pretty simpy for Kino Casino. Because now they broke up with Phil, or Phil broke up with them. Now we can't support Phil. Why? There's plenty of people who can support multiple things. Seriously, I don't care if you support them at all. But I certainly hope that if you're here and you're hanging out and watching every day, that you would actually support my content too, right? So I really would hope that you do. All right, if not, there's nothing else I can do. But like I said, there are people who like are hanging around just for the sake, I think, of kind of like trying to cause drama and be stupid. And I don't like that. You know, there are people who are legit hanging out who I think like the content, and I would appreciate that, okay?
Okay. DSP then goes on to say that $300 a day is a reasonable amount for what he does. Then we had a Whale Mary, Dixie Wreck, with $39 to hit the goal at the very last second. I wonder whose sock account this is. So he got to $152, with that being his only stream of the day, and $109 of that came from Super Chats. Then he puts out his Yakuza video from the day before. Then on the thumbnail puts, the camera is possessed, titles it, Demonic Possession of My Camera. Then we have this from Andy Worski, tonight on a stacked Kino Casino at 8:30, DSP is Mad Jelly Crash Out.
Whoa! It's the Kino Overload! This might be the most stacked episode in months! Ladies and gentlemen, it brings me great joy to announce that the quartering is broke! The quartering is broke!
He's lost it all.
Joke! Quartering thought he was Willy Wonka buying a magical coffee factory and all these machines, and now quartering is so fucking broke because of his coffee grift backfiring. He's having to sell his Neo Geos and his Nintendos. He's having to sell the whole collection. This motherfucker had private planes. He had 3 planes.
3 planes.
And he lost it all, and now he's $300,000 in consumer personal debt on a credit card at God knows what interest rate, compounding. Could be 27, could be maybe 21% on his own personal credit cards.
Threatening his employees if he doesn't hit the goal.
If you guys don't buy enough coffee or donate, he's gonna have to fire the whole staff. Saying he invested every penny he ever made. It's so Kino. By the way, speaking of quartering headaches and hardship, Sticks, Hex, and Hammer's back in jail! Yes! Sticks, Hex, and Hammer was locked up in the Vermont County Clink for violating his domestic violence restraining order. Salvatore.
No joke, by the way.
I don't know if it was the blood moon rituals or what.
A call,
we don't know.
or if he drove there.
You know, he made a threat or something, but he was locked up for a day. He's back out pretending like nothing happened. Then we've got the continuing saga, the never-ending story of Darkside Phil. Phil's upset with us again. Phil's not happy. Phil is mad jelly, brah.
Mad gels.
He mad jelly. He mad gels. He's jelly. He's upset that we're making so much more money than him.
Cry.
We're working a lot less than him. He's upset we can afford to take vacations and our fans still are loyal and will watch the show when we come back and they support us having a work-life balance. This is, how dare they be winning? How dare they? And still start to
mad.
fall off. He's so mad because he admits like he's not making any money anymore because all the casino pros stopped donating.
He's lowered the goal. He's lowered the goal.
He's lowering the goal. He's missing goals. He's crashing out. He's calling me a fat fuck and Andy a drug addict degenerate. And it's all just so funny how
and
it changed.
Boogie calls
Even
him out.
Boogie's dunking on Phil for faking cancer. Phil, no!
And then,
oh my God,
tonight, the main course.
Main event of the evening.
Pod Awful did. Pod Awful. Round of applause to Pod Awful. Secretly recorded Ralph a week or something after rehab. And as an intervention tactic, Pod Awful has released it. We have clipped it up. You can watch the full thing on his, but we're going to react to it. Guys, it is... And this is crazy to say. The most embarrassing thing released on Ralph since the sex tape. It is 40 minutes of asshole eating talk.
I'm gonna eat that asshole, Jesse.
Oh.
I put that thumb in. I get the anal squirt, Jesse. He's talking about anal squirt.
Yeah. Says that assholes can come.
Bro, assholes.
And he loves queefs. And he says he likes putting the thumb in.
Taste of yummy, yummy queefs. Like,
ew. Oh, at one point, I'm not joking, at the end, right? Like, fucking Jesse asks him, if there is some poop on their asshole, do you stop eating it? He's like, of course not, Jesse.
Of course not. You savor the flavor of those thirsty kisses, Jesse.
And Ralph has flagged him multiple times. And it's not been removed. He copyright striked him.
Phil's new co-host for tomorrow.
Jesse, so we're going to react to that.
He eats poo, Phil. He eats poo.
Buddy, it is confirmed.
You guys gotta tune in tonight. This is like top to bottom, just like an absolute banger of a show.
No slop, like literally.
8:30 p.m. Eastern, only on
Kick.
And it looks like Iron Chef Sakai is having lots of fun in Lexi's stream, as he's now the top lifetime gifters, giving her over $6,000. And the best part is, DSP will never see that money again. Then when the poems passed, I figured out the solution to getting Phil to leave his house more often. And we see a door covered in yellow paint. And then we have the daily wrap, where DSP claims his brain is fried because he did over 4 hours of taxes that night. And that brings us to Thursday, which is the end of DSP's streaming week. That is right, he took Friday and Saturday off, despite saying he has great work ethic, so he works more. But he's taking a day off this week, and he puts out this video The FGC agrees with DSP? Street Fighter 6, it's boring, which is not at all what they were saying. They're just saying that a lot of Street Fighter is more mainstream, so anyone can jump in and play it. They miss the era of the Street Fighter that they grew up with. But DSP in his narcissism has to say, see, I told you, they're right. I'm right. They agree with me. And this is him trying to get back into the FGC because he misses that. And he didn't understand as well. Why FGC still hates him? Why do they hold a grudge? He didn't do anything to them. Imagine, Phil, 2 decades of you being a toxic asshole to everyone, and then going, okay, I want to talk to you guys again, let's be friends. No, you're a jackass. Then on Kino Casino, PPP said this about DSP. You're a boring has-been that should have been a never was. Then one person in the chat said, DSP is crashing out. And DSP denied that, then started banning people who were saying that he was crashing out. That kinda contradicts what you're saying there, Phil. And in a moment that shows you we are back pre-Kino, DSP says his kitchen is falling apart and wants to renovate, but he doesn't have the money for it. Hint hint, oh I see, better get that second loan out. DSP is still going on about Kick not supporting him. And he finally got 1 sub on Kick and says, it's pretty pathetic that only 1 person has given him a sub on Kick and says he's just being honest. Then starts talking about how YouTube supports him better. At this point, he's trying to start a war between Kick and YouTube in a bidding war. And tonight is Smart Guys with Ethan Ralph. And DSP says he's not putting up with any crap. If you tip him with a troll message about Ethan Ralph, he'll count the tip, but he won't read out the message. Felted trolls. And DSP has a new idea. On Smart Guys, for every $100, he opens up a pack of WWE cards. So next time he plays Pokemon, he's gonna open up Pokemon cards on stream for money. I guarantee you he's also gonna have the other scam where for $20 you can name a Pokemon that he will never use in game. Then we have this message in chat. I'm 53 and work in construction. I pour concrete and hump shingles nearly every day. My body is broken and worn out from all the labor, and when I get home, I'm barely awake enough to spend time with my family. But now, I see what real work really is. Having to sit in one room playing video games all day long. My hat off to you, sir. You're a hero to all the blue-collar workers everywhere. Then he's begging Kino Casino viewers to start supporting again, aka Dr. Lexus. The Meow Block. Tune in for 20 seconds, eyes are bugging out of his head. I'm out. And you see Phil with the crazy eyes. Then DSP is going to talk about his morals and values when it comes to Ethan Ralph. And he doesn't care what he does outside the stream. And he's a better person, dude.
Why is he doing that? Why is Phil having this man on the show that so many people talk shit about on the internet? They say he's a heinous guy. And this guy outright insulted Phil months prior. Okay, and you might say, well, Phil's doing it because he's just taking a jab at the casino. No, I'm not. That's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I'm not the kind of person that believes that world is black and white, that everything is good or bad, evil or completely clean. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that at all. I believe that everyone's different, that people go through different situations in life, and I'm willing to give anyone a shot. Ethan Ralph actually likes wrestling. He's a lifelong fan of wrestling. He knows a lot about it. He might actually be able to add something significant to the show. Maybe he can't. I don't know. But I'm willing to try. You know, yeah, he talked shit about me months ago. I don't really care. I'd much rather try something different, something interesting, something wild. And if it doesn't work, that's okay. But at least I can say I tried, right? But in life, there's too many people right now who are just like, that's it. Since you're no longer 100% to this way of thinking or this line of thought or allied with these people, now you're my enemy and now that's it. And I feel like that's what's been going on in the Kick chat this week, is that basically everyone who's there is kind of like a holdout from 8 months where I was doing stuff with the casino. And now you're like, well, we're just going to still be here, but we're not going to support. And so we're just going to sit here and try to be toxic and make drama. I don't want that. I want to try to turn you guys out of that mentality. I don't know if it's gonna work. I don't know, but I would like to give you guys a chance to see that if you don't live in a world filled with drama, that you can still have fun. Okay? Because I'm firmly believe that we can have fun together on streams, and it doesn't have to be drama. We could still learn to respect each other and like each other, even though I'm never going to be aligned with the guys from the casino. We'll still have good times together. That's why I'm still streaming on Kick. Do you understand? That's why I didn't give up and throw in the towel and turn the streams off and say, fuck you. I want to keep trying. I feel like I can get there in time if I keep plugging at it, because that's why I'm still where I am after 17 years, because I don't give up. I never fucking throw in the towel. I never give up. I keep trying hard. I keep ramming my goddamn head into the wall, but the wall moves, surprisingly enough. It may be very little parts, but it actually does move. So, I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from.
That is pretty sad, Phil. You will work with anyone as long as you get paid. Doesn't matter if they're a registered or convicted sex offender. Doesn't matter if they beat or grape women. Doesn't matter if they groom a woman and move her across the country, which I'm sure you're used to that. But if they can talk wrestling and they make you money, you don't care about that. That's absolutely disgusting, Phil. Okay, so we tried Adamfall today. Let's see how well that went for DSP.
Cave and a waterfall down there. Dude, what is going on? I had no issues at all this whole morning. I did all stuff on my PC, no issue. This game is causing this to happen. It's not... Dude, I didn't even touch anything. We got major problems. What is with this game? I literally didn't even touch anything and it did it. What is going on with this game? And again, it's the game. I've played all other games recently, no issues, zero issues. It's the game is having problems. Dude, this game's gonna be unplayable. What's going on?
Within the zone. Keep it that way. Be normal.
Just be normal. Stop being friggin' weirdos. Conform. Oh, report suspicious activity to the village hall. Here's the shop. Okay.
Now you can see where DSP's priorities are, because he refuses to pay extra money off a scalper to get his Nintendo Switch, but happily pays top dollars to scalpers for WWE cards because that helps him scam the dents. He'll probably do it for the Pokemon cards too. Now DSP, being the alien that he is going to explain how it's weird being friends with other men while you're married.
I've already voiced my opinions on the subject. I do feel like PPP is just a really lonely guy. Looking for friends, doesn't really have any because of the nature of what he does. Always looking for someone to basically turn into the butt of a joke or turn on means that no one's ever going to trust the guy. And it was pretty weird and sad that he turned to me as like someone to be like a friend and say, oh, I want to fly you out to Florida to go to Hulk Hogan's bar to drink. Like, what? Like, dude, we do some content on the internet together and we're starting a wrestling show. I get it. I don't want to fly to Florida and have this weird bro vacation with you. It was so odd. He knows I'm married and everything too. It's like, why would I do that? Very bizarre. But like I said, it's just a very weird thing where I feel like he has no friends and anyone he can trust. And after like having this relationship with me for months, he felt like he could. But I don't know, very odd. I never saw of it that way.
And amazingly, he was able to get $150 exactly for his goal. Funny how that works out. Almost like it was prearranged. It looks like DSP has changed his Twitter profile. The king is springing forth. And look at that. His dumbass Halloween costume is gone. Then we have Narcside Phil with thoughts. Why DSP is choosing Ethan Ralph as his co-host. He's selectively choosing really messed up degenerates so he can say, see how much worse those other guys are? Meanwhile, my content is positive, chill, and not hurting anyone. That's all this is. Get fucked, Jade. And look at that. Look at that. Brand new logo for Smart Guys. It's weird too because it looks like in the red, it's a single D and says guys. So D guys, almost like dick guys. And then he has a mark. spaced out by itself, and if you're a wrestling fan, you know exactly what Mark means. And then this started exactly how everyone thought. Ethan, Ralph, Glaze, and Phil, just like Kino did the first time they interacted. And there's no way, right? There is no way DSP's gonna fall for this again. But then again, he is King Snake. Maybe he's trying to snake Ethan. And look at that, years in the making, Ethan, Ralph, and DSP. Then one of the things that came up is Ethan, Ralph on air trying to give DSP links to pirate wrestling shows. And man, this is one of the most boring things I've ever seen. Ethan, Ralph talking really slow, DSP not being interested, because you can tell like Ethan, Ralph was high or drunk or whatever, and he kept stepping away for 2 minutes. Came back, slurring and looping and yelling. Then all night, Ethan, Ralph was a degenerate, talking about women and eating butthole, which you can see made DSP very uncomfortable. However, he made a lot of money from unknown people. That is right, first time chatters, flooding the stream with super chats. And remember, keep in mind, in the past, Ethan, Ralph has been caught sending support to himself to make himself look like a success.
What was the second part of that question?
The second part might be an insult at you. I don't know, but I can read it if you really want me to.
Yeah.
He says,
Yeah, go ahead.
where did you get the nickname Rim It Ralph?
Because I like to.
Oh!
Well, because I never denied enjoying women's buttholes, we'll say. And not because I actually ate what was inside of that, but you know, you can go around the rim. You can go around the rim, Phil. You know what I mean. Maybe you don't know what I mean.
Well,
but,
you know, to each their own. Some people like to talk about that stuff publicly and some don't. So, you know.
Hey, I'm just being real. Like, you know what? The ladies love it.
The really weird part is DSP did not deny that he likes that. All he said was, some people don't like to say it publicly. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Then all the Ethan, Ralph trolls came in, and DSP said the rape accusations are drama. It's all detractor talk, dude. Then we have PWR, the biggest DSP dent on the planet, and I did a video on them, actually 2 videos, which you can find on my alternative YouTube, Dyson Friends. I'll have a link to it in the description. Go check it out. Amazing stuff. It's a dent, unlike other dents you've ever seen. And he got pissed at me, Lord Diaz, Marked One, Duty Streams, Snore Hogan, and others. However, this is his tipping point. PWR, fuck Ethan, Ralph, DSP blocked. Fuck Ethan, Ralph, DSP blocked. And this fucking idiot here, Brandon Harris, goes to give $100. But the problem is he sent it to Raw Phil, thinking that is the actual DSP channel, and then sent another $100 to DSP Reacts, saying, oh, I actually sent to the wrong channel, sorry about that, here's $100. And look at that, 18,000 people watching. So you got fake super chats coming in, you got view bots, and Ethan in the past has been caught doing this stuff. I wonder who's doing it. And then we have this moment from Ethan, Ralph. We were all waiting for this moment.
I can't tell anybody apart from the ones who have the old songs who were made before these fucking faggot excuse me people showed up, right? And so yeah, I
Then we have a quote from Ethan, Ralph. It has nothing to do with racism, but she, Jade Cargill, is a big black woman. Then DSP, to outdo him, called CM Punk Seaman Punk. Then look at that, 40k watching, and what happened in a few minutes after that? It went from 40k to 467 people watching. Not suspicious at all. Then we have this from Meowblock, 2 sober men.
Again, thank you so much, man, for being a host tonight. I really appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Any final words for the audience?
I'll just say, you know, rumble.com/killstream.live. That's where I am. And I had fun tonight. You know, I did this on spec, right?
Sure.
And I did it because I wanted to. That's why. So, you know, fuck all the haters. Fuck all the pieces of shit. and they can burn in hell.
I
So
think that's the
that's
perfect way
kind of-
to put it. There you go. All right, for smart guys, this is it. Everyone, have a good week. See.
And then DSP put this out. Tonight's episode of Smart Guys, starring guest co-host Ethan Ralph, is already the most viewed ever. Enjoy the show on demand here, and leave comments to let us know what you thought. Of course, the view bots had everything to do with that, and also keep in mind as well, so all the money he made on this stream, he kept it all. He did not give any to Ethan Ralph. He did not have the deal like PPP where it's split 50-50. He said, this is like an interview. You don't get paid for interviews. Then we have more from PWR. I am done with this crap. I'm finished. If these allegations are true, when Phil is letting this sick bastard on the air, and not only is he talking about eating out butt during a freaking wrestling stream, you lost me. You lost a real champion. I'm finished. Then also, PWR, out to the community, it's incredibly troubling. I'm about 5 minutes into this program, Smart Guys, and I just absolutely can't. If these allegations are true, I'm not only denouncing the show, I'm denouncing DSP and these degenerates that he's surrounded himself with. You know it's bad when you lose PWR. Then DSP puts this out. This is one absolutely insane timeline we're living in. My last 10 years versus my last 10 months. Then we see a gif of a brain exploding. Then we have some band names. Reform Seagull, Nose Goblin 123, I Ate Out Panda Raw, Lemony Lemon, I Ate Out Panda Raw Again, Money Cash Money, Winter Soldier, who's a Kino Dent, and Sleazy HR. And would you look at that? Look at that shill, that sellout, Lexi. She got a sponsor, dude. Can't believe she sold out, dude. First, she steals Iron Chef Sakai, then his viewers, then his money, and now she gets sponsorships? What a slut. Then PWR posts this on Twitter. I do apologize, everybody. I think after I get a bit of rest, I'm actually going to come forward, maybe do a live stream, based on my experience as an ex-DSP fan out, and basically, just to put a warning out, and just talk about my experience and have it documented for other people that might have come across it within the next 5 or 10 years. However long Phil could be going, it's really tough. But I think it would feel good to have a video like that from someone's perspective, so that will be in the future. And not only that, PWR was mentioned and shown on the Kino Casino as DSP's top dent.
Whoa, buddy! It's my birthday, everybody!
Happy birthday!
Is 25 years young
Wow,
today.
my age.
Wow, a quarter century of PPP. And what a great way to ring in my birthday. We have the creation of Feltron. Feltron is coming together. Ralph and Phil have joined forces. Now, it was kind of boring and lame, other than Ralph talking about eating shit in front of Phil and
Pantsu
super
donos.
chats about Pantsu and stuff like that. But it sets up for the future, guys. We gotta understand that Feltron needs to be formed in order for the final Feltmageddon battle to happen. It's an investment. And the one thing that we know for sure is that Ralph is gonna freak the fuck out at some point, turn on Phil and go ape shit. And all we have to say is because it's true. Phil big dogged Ralph hard last night. He took all the money. Ralph had to work for free. Ralph had to suck Phil's ass, suck his penis, lick his fucking bum, you know, and he had to beg for compensation. Please, Phil, give me the Stacy Keebler card. Phil's like, no, it's gonna have to be $28. Like, Phil's
Really?
charging Ralph for the Stacy Keebler card, and it's like, look, Ralph, if you don't get the Stacy Keebler card, you've been big leagued, bro. You've been fucking little league, like, bitch boyed hard. And, you know, like, Ralph, you gotta stand up for your rights. Listen, this is a guy who just last week fucking fired all of his staff that were prepping his videos for him, all of his researchers, for no reason, and started doxing them, calling them pedophiles. Guys, he just worked with guys. And you think it's gonna work out with him and Phil? I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
It is
it's
a
the
good
best
investment.
birthday ever. It's the best birthday ever. Yes.
But We also have the
but
Ralph
we came up
pre-show.
with that's even better.
Well, what's the Ralph
We
pre-show?
have
But then, go ahead.
Dark Side Phil, the portrait of a Dent. So for a long time, I've been wondering, because people tell me the Dark Side Phil fans are in wheelchairs, they're mentally disabled, they're dented, they have Velcro wallets. I was like, okay, I guess, you know, that probably is the sort of person that would like Phil. I now have found the man that's Phil's self-described strongest champion. And he's out to felt us. We're going to give him the chance tonight. We're going to play his epic rant against the casino. It's a Gundam.
You're hitting the
Stuttering
bell.
Prey.
You're hitting the bell a lot
Oh,
tonight. That
buddy,
bell
it's the
will be
best
dust
shit ever.
by the
best
end of the
shit
show.
Ever. The guy's upset Smart Guys wasn't the real wrestling show.
Oh.
The guy's obsessed with pro wrestling and Dark Side Phil. Those are the two things that give his life meaning.
Guys,
he actually
this is
said that.
insane.
It's sickness.
Ashton
It's this
underselling
mental
this.
This is
It's
some good
fucked.
shit. Then we have Styx's parents walk in. So this is like a review tech situation with Styx Hexenhammer. His dad knocks on the door and tells him to help his mom. And Styx is like, I am live streaming. Styx's stream's a total fucking disaster. He had no viewers, no money. He ended up rage quitting the stream. Disaster.
Oh.
Then we've got Mersh, the struggle of Mersh.
It's
His
sad.
e-bagging is on a whole other level.
He calls himself
It's like
Cog.
lower he says that he's become Cog. Whoa,
Oh.
buddy! We've also got some IP2 tonight. We're going to have an Andy Dick update. Johnny Somali got fucking punched out, which is fucking Kino. Chicken Andy is getting pressed. Maybe we won't even talk about shit. I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe
we'll get
Quarterings-
to Chicken Andy.
we have to
Quarterings,
show-
RC card.
You have to show
grip.
Ashton on the post show. We found Quarterings RC channel. Just you wait, Ashton. Oh boy.
We got the iDub slop non-tent extravaganza.
It was tough, right?
Perhaps the worst episode of iDubbbz ever. And
You
I've
say
said
that every
before.
time.
Well, not every time.
Most
but this
time.
one, this one now, like I'm saying, guys, we were barely able to squeeze 4 minutes.
No.
I'm not even kidding.
Oh,
it was so worthless.
It's over. And more.
So,
Guys.
And more
Jam
tonight.
Oh, and Ralph
there.
Pillstream. You know how it is.
Hassan, Ralph Pillstream. You gotta tune
It
in.
doesn't
8:30
end.
p.m. Eastern. Only on Kid.
And Ethan Ralph is going to the extreme. He has put a bounty out on Duty and the other detractors. $500 for every dox that can be verified. Is this someone you want to be associated with, Phil? Of course, this is his new attack dog for the detractors. I'm sure this will work out very well for you, especially when you have a follow with him. And we're going to end on this clip of DSP, which is one of the funniest clips of DSP ever. So don't forget to click that like, share the video, leave a comment below, hit subscribe my other channels on the details of the end cards. And as always, I love each and every one of you. Hope you're all safe, healthy, and happy. Peace and love.
Because I have been accused of many things over the years. I've been accused of being a thief. I've been accused of being a pedophile. Yes, that's true. I've been accused of scamming people. I've been accused of misappropriation, lying, cheating. Let's keep going. I've been accused of being a horrible content creator. I've been accused of being a terrible person. I've been accused of, I could keep going. I've been accused of pretty much anything you could think of. All right. I think the one thing I've never been accused of is rape.